So, the Yazzles are back, and what can I say about it other than this series really does feel like every fucking, like, is it me or every scene just sort of feels like girls over there just trying their hardest to tease a dude to get to like them. However, then again, if most girls did stuff like that to get a guy to like them, I really doubt that they would have a hard-ass time getting a boyfriend, but, you know. But until then, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Keijo this week, episode 2, and what do they want to tell us about this episode? Well, nothing really, other than this school is amazing, that they treat their students like kings, even at the lower level, or queens, I should say, even at the lower level. And pretty much they go through ass training every fucking day. They fucking swirl their hips. They fucking ram their asses, man, against a punching bag. They walk on their asses. Even the teachers scold their fucking students with their asses. Never their titties, even though titties are actually important, but with their asses. That is what they do. They even go so far as to have a lecture about why is it that Western women have bigger asses than, of course, Asian women, or why the Westerners have bigger asses than the Easterners. And the reason why that is because the tailbone sticks up just a little bit more rather than being like folded in. So it just appears bigger rather than it being sticking up. You know, sort of like how like that there's a bone right here in the back of my head that actually kind of makes my ear stick out more, rather than people out there whose bone in the back is sort of it's sort of tailored in to sort of make their shit come off a little bit more flat and smooth. So I can get that. Interesting thing that does say the thing that does kind of bother me though is the fact that for this show has a budget for its animation, for everything that is battle oriented. Like, it looks amazing. The problem with it is that some of this doesn't necessarily feel as though is that it kind of matches or clashes with what you see on the screen. Because again, most of this episode is them training. A good chunk of it is them just doing ass training, and then pretty much I think like the last bits of it is like, okay, well now we have to have an ass volleyball match where pretty much pretty much we are playing foursquare with our asses. That's it. And pretty much the wind is sort of like taking place like with what's going on here. And I'm like, okay. I don't see how that's doing anything with ass, like say with ass ability or pretty much whatever. It's just you can function as a team and bounce a ball off your ass. Okay, cool. The more interesting part, however, is the fact that, well, it only happened for like an instant, but it was at the end where all the girls were going up against the teachers. And the teachers and the teachers in this show can fucking do KOF dodges and shit as they fight their students. And then this is where they start doing the fucking JoJo auras with their asses and shit. And I swear I would have loved to hear her say that, but mostly it wasn't more or less of JoJo. It was more or less Luffy in terms of they actually called it butt gatling. So I'm like, okay, so okay, so they have the ass gatling, and then from that, man, they have like the ass clashes and whatnot, and they end this off with a literal butt cannon, a butt Vulcan cannon. Where's that like? It's so powerful that it rips the swimsuits up off of the other girls. I'm like, okay, cool, you know. And then, of course, that kind of leads into the whole thing of, yeah, we have to actually work with the main girl because she has potential. She has a lot of it. So, of course, in terms of how I felt about like the early half of this episode, though, there's nothing really going on that's really that's anything more than just the training, like I said, like how I said. But other than that, though, aside from the ending, there really isn't too much to kind of pull you into this series other than every every shot where pretty much one girl is with another girl, it looks like that they're either about to fuck or is about to start an orgy. That's pretty much about it. And also, they kind of have a lot of those tropes, a lot of those shots. Whenever a guy bumps into a girl in anime, and then he's just all over her body, you know, like how He-Man just raw dogged her, or some shit like that. They have a lot of those in here. Crazy part is though is that like most girls just say sorry. The guy kind of like gets kicked in the crotch like 27 times and shit. So okay, difference. But until then, that has been Recap Corner. I will see you on the next John Grave Show. Tell me, what do you think about this down there in the comment section? How do you feel about all this shit? And I don't necessarily... And from what I hear, this is by far the most popular anime. And I mostly think that and I think that it is because of most of the... because how they do the ass fight scene. So, that's just about it. I'll see you next time. I'm out.